Anyways, so before Ed break and before you guys joined us, we're speaking about why is the boy child being left behind and how can we solve that? I think it's a very important conversation that we're having. Before, they used to tell boys that they need to be strong, fight, hustle, don't cry, be hard, don't express your emotions. And then they moved into concentrating on, the boys, the girls as well. Now you need to take leadership. You need to work. You need to equip yourself with knowledge. You need to run for, your life, be the household person and da-da-da-da. Yeah. And now we forgot about the boy child and we feel like they're being left behind. So the biggest question, or maybe let me ask if you guys believe that the boy child is being left behind or not. And I'm gonna. Let's start with you, Vuyisa.
Very passionate about that stuff.
She is? Okay, great. She's going to answer a question, trust me. I have questions for her. But what do you think? Do you think this is a true statement? Boys are being left behind? And if yes, how can we solve that problem?
It's a good question. I certainly do think so. In fact, yesterday I was just... I was watching an interview that took place at UWC with a friend of mine, Sam Tandakwabe. He leads an organization called Gentleman's Pride.
Okay.
And he's a social worker as well. So he focus his master's research is actually on that topic.
Okay.
He deals particularly with first years. It's a big concern. There's enough research to prove that effect. And I think it came as a result of, Mivuyo might attack me if I say feminism. And I don't think it was...
Who's going to attack you?
Mivuyo is very passionate. That's why I wanted her to have the first go at this.
No, she's going to be the last go at this if she's passionate about it.
It's an unfortunate thing. I think in pursuit of fighting for women's rights, boys and men were left behind. So I don't think it was necessarily... it was intentional.
Yes.
But it's just a hyper... I don't want to say
hyper what?
Hypothetical.
Mivuyo is perfect for this, but I do, as a man, I do think that there's not enough room that's given to boys and men. In fact, Dr. Mzamo, the book is titled This World Hates Our Boys.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. So here is the question that I left my listeners with, Ne? And maybe you can answer now, Mivuyo.
Okay.
What do you think is missing in how boys are being raised, and what solutions do you think we can to help?
Ooh, for a really long time, I think... Okay, I want to start with the women first and then come back to the boys, because one of the reasons why I think this idea of the male child being left behind stems from the very idea of patriarchy itself, because there's certain systems that have been built that have benefited men for a very long time.
Yes.
And now that girls are fighting against those systems, it seems like the boy child is being left behind.
It's being neglected, true.
Yeah.
Yes, when in fact now women and girls are just working harder and like getting to that same level that men were at. And now it feels like men have to work, or boys rather, have to work twice as hard for something that they've never had to work for before.
Yes.
So it's not necessarily a matter of they're being left behind, but now it's like they actually have to work for the things and
Twice as
earn
hard.
them in order to like make names for themselves and become the thing that they want to be. So now it's like the same patriarchal system no longer benefits men anymore, because feminism, as Vuyisa was saying, is working.
It's taking over. True.
There's still a lot of work that still needs to be done on...
It's almost like the equality that we're talking about is being introduced.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're still in a very big system of trying to level the playing field, and we're still like working to get there, but there's been massive strides that have been made. I'm a massive fan of women, so yeah.
I can tell.
We can
tell.
I told you.
Yes. So I had a comment in there, Spirit Eyes, that I couldn't answer because we went on an Ed break. We already concluded when she sent it, but I'm going to read it now.
Okay.
So she says, we should look at this from the root, and I would like to talk about it on a spiritual perspective. So men are regarded as heads of the house. Yeah. And if you just destroy them from a very young age, then that means you're going to have families without direction. They destroy them, and in terms of mental health, wealth, and health in general. And then that's why we have alcohol abusers and drug addicts and violent men. All of that is a cry for help. What's missing is teaching them to ask for help. Yeah. You know? And I think maybe it does resonate with what you're saying, because now things are not easily being given to them. They need to
Yeah.
work just as hard as
Yeah.
women are working.
Yeah,
You know,
that is
it's
so
not
true.
as easy anymore. I like that. I like that. Okay. Now let's get into what we are going to do on this hour. It's currently 20 minutes past 2 on the last half of the show. We have with me here, it's Vuyisa, Mivuyo, and Rose to speak about an upcoming event that's happening on the 27th.
Exciting.
Exciting. I love me some events. And I hope you also have good news for me
Yeah.
when it comes to this event. So we're about to step into the arts, ne? Which is very much excites me. Where photography becomes a voice and where storytelling challenges the way we see each other. We are joined by three rather powerful creatives, minds behind an upcoming thought-provoking exhibition launching on the 27th. Curator Mivuyo Dalisile and artist Vuyisa Sikonyela. Together, they are bringing us a bold visual narrative on African migration, identity, healing, and Ubuntu, and expect depth, passion, and a conversation that might just change your perspective. So, firstly, to warm us up to both of you guys, for listeners hearing about this exhibition for the first time, how would you describe it in one sentence? So, I guess there's going to be two sentences because I'm asking two people. So, let's start with you, Mivuyo.
I think just speaking for Vuyisa, I'll just speak about the where this exhibition was born from.
Okay.
And this is basically just an articulation of the need to confront the lingering social and psychological effects of colonialism and colonization within a South African context and across the African continent in general.
Okay.
And it speaks to the idea that we treat individuals from the African continent as others, as opposed to them being Africans. So we don't necessarily see the same skin tone and relate to them on that relationship
Yes.
basis. Now it becomes a matter of, oh, that's another person. You don't necessarily regard them as human in some aspects. Yeah.
And then you, Mivuyo?
Vuyisa?
Vuyisa, sorry, let's go.
In one sentence,
Yes.
In one sentence.
I would say this is a visual decolonial experience
Yeah.
on African migration and Ubuntu.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
So the second question is, why was now the right time to bring this project to life?
Ooh, with artists and creatives who work with inspiration.
Yes.
The inspiration came, but just a context background. So last year I was completing an honors degree with UNISA. And there was
shout
a
outs.
module. Thank you. While I was also studying at Ep06,
Yes.
we have Rose from Ep06
Uh-huh.
in the house. So there was a module, because I did year-long modules, I had to take an extra module that's not related to my main course, which is linguistics. So I had a couple of options to choose from, and one that really caught my attention was this one, on Africana thought.
Okay.
It's more of a political philosophy module. And yeah, so with that module, for our research, our final research, we could choose whatever medium we wanted, but to conceptualize and have this decolonial experience in practice instead of just engaging with research and theory, but actually do the work of decolonizing our brains. And you could choose whatever medium you wanted to choose. I just happened to choose photography. So that's maybe a bit to that question, why now?
Yeah.
It was as a result of that module, but it was really from inspiration to shoot the work as an artist and tell this story, because I feel it's an important story to tell.
Interesting.
Beautiful.
Interesting, yeah.
And then maybe to you, Mivuyo, what emotions or thoughts do you hope for people that are going to attend the event to leave with after the event?
I think empathy at
Okay.
the very center of everything, because at the end of the day, we're humanizing individuals that have long been seen as others, and they haven't necessarily kind of found a place within the South African context, because it's always like, oh, you're this, so I'm not going to associate myself as this person with you because of these strong emotions. And some of the ideas that we have in this exhibition are around creating conversations, difficult conversations that don't normally happen within these spaces. And it's really hard because you're kind of trading between being too political, but also ignoring the politics overall, and we're trying to kind of tread really carefully and lightly
In
because
between the
you don't necessarily want to neglect the politics that inform this topic, but at the same time, you don't want the politics to be the center of the discussion.
Yeah, it's such a
Yes.
thin line.
So empathy, I think, is one of the
Empathy.
biggest emotions that I would like to take away from the exhibition. Yeah.
Definitely. I think, and just to add to that, we want people to feel empathy. We want people to feel encouraged to love one another. We want to explore this idea of love amongst ourselves as Africans. You know, if you think even the title of the exhibition, which is my friend. So that term on its own.
We're coming there though.
Going there,
I have a question. Let's not jump. Hold up.
But I really, sorry to cut you.
Yeah.
Like on empathy and encouraging love, exploring love, we really want, by the end of the exhibition, this is what I would hope for. I would hope people can leave ALX that day feeling like they're decolonized, or how they think of other people, other African people. Their perceptions,
Changes.
it's being framed or reframed.
Yes.
It's changing.
Yeah.
They don't think of them as whatever
Yeah.
ideas they have.
Just that segregation. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so this question is for you, Vuyisa, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So your work blends photography, poetry, language, performance, and sound, right?
Yeah.
How do these mediums help you tell all these stories differently?
Oh, that's a nice question. Now,
Oh,
people-
sweetie, trust us to give you nice questions.
well, usually people ask me, why are you doing all these things? You can't be a jack of all trades and master of nothing. So that's very refreshing to hear someone who thinks you could actually use all these things.
All of
yeah,
them.
all these
Yeah.
mediums.
Yes,
yeah.
you can.
Yeah, no, well, in a very interesting way. I mean, I think you guys would understand because you're creatives. All of these things work together. I always
They do.
have this conversation with you, and I say, as a creative person, I believe you could do photography, you could do stage performance, you could do whatever in the creative in the creative field if you're a creative. It's just a matter of what outlet I use at the time. So in a very natural way, they all just
Gelling together.
gelled well together. So I would be conceptualizing something, and I thought, oh, this would be great if maybe I could explore it using photography. Or this poem, for instance, on that day, which is why on Monday on the exhibition we'll have this interdisciplinary experience, a creative experience where we'll combine all these things.
All these things, beautiful.
things
Yeah.
Nice.
And maybe because you describe yourself as a storyteller first, why is storytelling so important in your creative process?
I mean, storytelling is the beginning of all of it. I move from a place of inspiration. I'm never inspired to just do something for the sake of doing it.
It always comes from a story.
There's normally a story. Even on this one, maybe on that day I'll share, because I was once my friend living in another country for 2 years.
Yeah.
So there's a story there. So there's always a story. And to me, those are the things I ask myself before curating any creative experience. What's so important about this experience? What story are you telling? And is this a right story to tell? Is it important for you to tell this story? So the storytelling is what is the mother of all creativity.
Yeah.
I don't believe really.
You can be creative at
and you have
all
nothing.
without telling a story.
Yeah,
I
true.
mean, you could try, but I don't think it'll.
But it won't, I feel like it won't land properly.
Exactly, it's not
Yeah.
So
sustainable.
nonchalant.
It's not moving.
Yeah.
It's art is meant to move someone's heart.
Yes.
And what better way to do that than beginning? Because we all have a story to tell.
Yes.
And we have this shared common story as African people as well.
Yeah.
So this project, right, it tackles migration, identity, and Ubuntu.
Yeah.
What personally drew you into these themes?
Well, do you want to start, Mivuyo, or should I go?
I think you should go
I
first.
should go for it. Okay.
We've got questions for
okay,
me, Vuyo,
I
hey?
feel like I'm talking too much. So,
No,
Don't
we
worry,
are
we're
just
coming to Umuvuyo. Don't
No,
worry.
phela
about it.
now khona control. Mase kubuza phendulo. We are coming to me, Vuyo. Answer these questions. Feel the pressure.
yeah, no, it's cool. It's good pressure.
Yeah.
It's good pressure. Like I said, there's a story. Maybe okay. Let me share a bit. There was a time I lived in the west side of our continent
Okay.
for a couple of years, actually, and contrasting my experience with how we treat our fellow Africans this side.
Yeah.
It's really a contrast. Totally different.
Sure.
How we relate to foreigners in South Africa.
And how they
How they
relate.
treat, yeah.
tell me a little bit
yes.
about that. Yeah.
Ubuntu still exists in those countries. I mean, I'm not saying South Africa, we don't have Ubuntu anymore, but I think it's a very political
Yeah.
topic.
It's a topic. It's a huge topic on its own.
Yeah, it's a heavy one.
And in fact, with this exhibition, I kept on stressing to me that we're not really trying to get too deep into those politics. We're not using this exhibition to. I mean, there's illegalities. There's a lot. We're not trying to justify bad doing or crimes and everything, but we're really seeking just to explore and encourage the love and Ubuntu. So my experience living in West Africa. Living in West Africa is people there, they respect you. They see you as an equal to them. They treat you with kindness and dignity.
Beautiful.
Whereas when you come to South Africa, because of whatever politics, it's not exactly the same. So your question was, why do I feel? And to be African, Alex Africa, actually, maybe they can also add to this. It's very, when I was in West Africa, that was actually the time I gained my consciousness as an African person and my politics. Because before then, I grew up in East London, and we were mixed, with everyone.
Yeah.
People from all kinds of
Places,
diversity,
tribes.
So I didn't really have that political consciousness until I left the country, for me at least. And then that's when I really learned what it meant to be African. I went back to the basics. I started reading about it. Came across Steve Biko's books and a lot of African manuscripts. And that experience, it just helped me to learn about myself, and it recentered me to myself and learn what it means to be African. And what was the third one? It was African. It was Ubuntu. There was one. I want to touch on
Migration, identity, and Ubuntu.
Okay, yes, migration is with that experience, but also just living, growing up in a township where you're exposed to a lot of migrants, a lot of migrant people. They're around you. You can't escape them. They've got shops. They're bright colored shops. You can't. So migration is like it's all around.
Yes.
So I thought, well, this is a great opportunity to merge telling my story from living in West Africa and just putting all these things together as an African people, because we are all African. Whether we're from Zimbabwe, Madagascar, we are all African people.
And then in your photography, you focus on ordinary people and their resilience.
Yeah.
Now, I want to understand, why is it important to spotlight everyday lives?
Yeah, with photography, I started photography about 6-7 years now. When I started, I was shooting anything and everything. I did a lot of fashion and beauty, just to hone my skills.
Yes.
I was never taught, I was self-taught photographer, so I learned mostly on YouTube. So I experimented with all kinds of styles, but this one particularly is what really, really
resonated with
me as a storyteller as well. I fell in love with it instantly. Remember the day I discovered that I could actually pick up a camera and do the same thing I do when I write a poem or perform on stage and tell a story. So I just stuck with that. It's a powerful way of pausing a moment.
Yeah.
Yes.
And archive such an important part of history as well.
Yeah.
Photojournalism, that's what I call it, where you avoid, even with this exhibition, believe it or not, we're still changing and fixing some things because we really want to preserve the natural tones, the textures. We don't want to edit too much or change people's. If there's a pimple, the pimple must be there. Show the pimple.
Yes.
That's what photojournalism is really about. If there's blemishes, you don't hide those. You don't retouch too much. If the teeth are not white, you leave them as they are. And that, it's got this authentic
Yeah.
storytelling aspect. So that style resonated with me.
Love that.
Yeah, love that. I think we need to go to a quick ad and come back.
And come back.
Yeah.
That's still like you hosted to 34 minutes
Yes.
past 2 on our last moment here. They're not going anywhere. We're still going to have some more questions for you, Mivuyo. And Rose, you're going to be chipping in as well there. So love it for us. So make sure that you're please tuned in. If you have any questions for these three people, these are three powerful creative
Yeah.
people, I think this is the time to do so. So the number to text me on WhatsApp is 0670706882. You can also make it fun and call in studio and speak maybe to one of them or all of them. You know, if you have any questions or maybe you want a little free ticket nyana, I'm giving you some hint. 0753311885. Call me just now. This is Passion Plug. We're not going anywhere.